Hello, and welcome to Module 1 of Building the Modern Classroom. Module number 1 is about meaningful assignments. And so in this module, you're going to do two things. First, you're going to complete an exemplar Modern Classrooms unit to get a sense of what we mean by a meaningful assignment. And then you're going to choose some kind of meaningful assignment which you are going to design for your students as part of your Modern Classrooms unit. Remember, that's the goal of this entire workshop, to build a unit that is going to work for your students in your class. So let me talk a little bit about modern classroom units, first of all. Each unit you teach in a modern classroom should tell a story that's challenging, that's standards aligned, that's relevant, and that ends with a culminating activity that sort of motivates all the work that students are doing to get there. Each Modern Classrooms project unit, so this is the units that our teachers use and the unit that we hope you'll create, should be meaningful, blended, self-paced, mastery-based, and metacognitive. So each of our modules is going to go over one of these things. If you want to pause the video now and read through them, you're welcome to. But in this module, we're going to be focused here at meaningful assignments, right? As teachers, we know the most important thing is what we give our students to do. And so in a modern classroom, you want to be giving your students work to do that is meaningful. Okay, I've used that word a lot. Why meaningful assignments, and what are meaningful assignments? Well, the first thing that any teacher probably knows is that students learn more when they care about their work, when they're engaged in their work, and everyone has more fun too, right? As teachers, we love the work, we want to enjoy it and have fun, and that's much easier when students are doing work that they really care about, and hopefully it's work that we care about too. In a modern classroom, students learn content and skills that matter to them. And so everything that we are told we have to teach students, we're trying to figure out how do we make that matter to students. What we call assignments that work are meaningful assignments. And so here are some characteristics of meaningful assignments. They are aligned to student learning standards, right? They actually cover the key content that students are supposed to be learning. That's extremely important. They challenge students to achieve authentic understanding. So they have to be challenging, right, to engage and grip students. And also they have to be about really understanding something, not just completing a series of steps, but getting that true authentic understanding. Meaningful assignments connect as closely as possible with students' lives and interests. And this often involves choice where possible. So I know some topics are easier to teach than others, but to the maximum extent possible, we want to connect what we teach to students and what they care about, and oftentimes giving students choice is a good way of doing that. And then finally, a meaningful assignment is something that can change the course of students' lives. I want us to think about each unit with this kind of expectation. Is this something that could really change a student's life by awakening an interest or opening their eyes to something? That's the goal that I have. Aspirational, but still my goal. Above all, this is something I ask myself. Meaningful assignments are truly worth doing. So every time I give my students something to do, I have to think, is this really worth the time that my students are going to spend on it? And if that answer is yes, then I'm confident I have something meaningful to give them. All right, that's all the explanation I have for you. Now it's your turn. Let me explain what you'll be doing in this module. First, you'll choose an exemplar modern classroom unit to explore in the role of a student, and then you'll reflect on your experience. So below this video, you will see a list of example projects. We're updating this frequently with great projects that our teachers have created. We want you to explore one as a student would, and then see what you notice. And then next, you're going to describe the unit from your course, which you want to transform into a modern classrooms unit. So you're going to choose a unit, and then you're going to say, here's the lesson by lesson overview of that unit I want to teach. And you're also going to come up with an exemplar end of unit assessment that demonstrates student mastery. So we want students to be able to do something. This is where they're going to get at the end of the unit. and then we can work backwards from there. You'll find guidance in your unit planning template. That's the document that you should have downloaded at the beginning of this course, and that and some of the instructions below should take you where you need to go. Go for it, and I can't wait to see what you produce.